Germany are scarier than you think.
Fancies this. It's Wirtz. Oh, Florian Wirtz.
Twisting and turning and scoring. Is left here for David Raum.
Sure, 2 back-to-back World Cup group stage exits forced a rebuild. But in the 4 years since, German football looks reborn. Younger, sharper and more tactically menacing. But can they go all the way? This is why this new-look Germany side might be capable of far more than just ending their group stage curse, and why they could be ready to compete for it all. Buoyed by a strong Euro 2024 campaign on home soil, Germany entered this World Cup cycle full of belief, even after losing 4 seasoned leaders in Manuel Neuer, Toni Kroos, Thomas Müller and Ilkay Gundogan to international retirement. It marks a true changing of the guard because for the first time, the current squad features no veterans from that 2014 World Cup winning side. It was until Neuer pulled a full U-turn this past month and earned a surprise call-up to the World Cup squad. The goalkeeper just doesn't retire, does he? The group phase of the 2024-25 Nations League underlined their steady progress, capped by a thrilling quarter-final win over Italy, a team that has long been their Achilles heel at major tournaments, assuming they qualify in the first place. However, the summer of 2025 brought about a hat-trick of setbacks. Defeats to Portugal and France in the semi-final and third-place playoff were bad enough, but they were compounded by a shock 2-0 loss to Slovakia in their opening World Cup qualifier. Yet, Julian Nagelsmann's side bounced back, claiming wins in their next 4 qualifiers even if their performances didn't always meet their own lofty standards. But what truly vindicated their improvement was a 6-0 thrashing of Slovakia to cap off the group stage. A result that avenged their prior defeat, confirmed them as group winners with 15 out of a possible 18 points and sealed their 19th consecutive World Cup finals appearance. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, we'd be incredibly grateful if you subscribed. Your support helps us grow and continue creating the content you love. For over 70 years, Germany have been a powerhouse in the World Cup, winning 4 titles in 1954, 1974, 1990 and 2014. Yet the 2014 triumph, glorious as it was, marked a turning point. By the early 2010s, the game was quicker, sharper and more tactically demanding. In Germany too, there was a growing appetite for control over chaos. So when Joachim Löw took charge in 2006, the DFB committed to a possession-based philosophy, one inspired by Spain's era of dominance and, more notably, Pep Guardiola's successful stint at Bayern Munich. In Brazil, that style culminated in perhaps the ultimate symbiosis of order and creativity ever displayed by a German team. The balance of tactical clarity, technical precision and collective spirit delivered a 4th World Cup triumph, with the 7-1 demolition of the hosts in the semi-final becoming an instant landmark. And yet, buried within that triumph lay the first cracks. Possession, once a means to control matches, slowly hardened into doctrine, and the philosophy that had lifted them to the summit stopped serving the team and instead became an end in itself. Back-to-back group stage exits in 2018 and 2022 shattered the aura. Across both tournaments, Germany dominated the ball but seldom the scoreboard. Possession for possession's sake, neat but sterile and controlled yet toothless. 4 years ago in Qatar, Hansi Flick's men lacked the trademark determination that defined past German squads, the unshakable belief that they could stage a comeback no matter the score. Instead, it was Japan who pulled a page out of Germany's playbook, recovering after going behind to steal a 2-1 win in their opening group clash. They followed that same script in their final group game against Spain, topping Group E, the supposed group of death, and sending Germany packing. After drawing with Spain and riding out a rollercoaster 4-2 win against Costa Rica, Germany's fate had already been sealed by that entirely avoidable opening defeat to Japan. Flick's side proved to be a patchwork of inexperienced players on the international stage. Unbelievable, really, to think they finished with the tournament's highest expected goals and expected goals difference across just 3 games, yet still exited at the group stage. At the other end, a defence with more holes than cheese only added to the problem. But it was always hard to expect a well-oiled backline when Flick had experimented with 12 different back 4 combinations in his 17 games in charge. This left them imbalanced, often caught on the counter and lacking a clinical edge in attack, showing that lessons from 2018 hadn't been learned. However, despite a shaky start to his tenure, the tide may very well have turned under the new leadership of Nagelsmann. Germany will arrive at the World Cup with something they've lacked for the better part of a decade: a clear identity. Nagelsmann has quietly rebuilt them around a generation of technical talent, moving away from the rigid possession systems that defined previous regimes and toward a more vertical, higher tempo style that's, quite frankly, far harder to defend against. During Euro 2024 qualifying, Nagelsmann had leaned on a notably broad squad. But with that same group now more seasoned and settled, he's been able to rebuild around a defined core, spearheaded by 3 truly world-class players. Whether it's a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, the structure is clear. Captain Joshua Kimmich dictates from right back, stepping inside to control tempo and territory. Meanwhile, Florian Wirtz, for whom Liverpool seemingly shelled out over £150 million just for him to play well for his national team, serves as the sole creative hub ahead of the double pivot, at least until Jamal Musiala is fully reintegrated from his long-term injury, a transition Nagelsmann must hope proves seamless. But when Wirtz and Musiala are both fit and operating in the half spaces together, this Germany side becomes something else entirely. Their movement is fluid, rotations constant, and central overloads flood the half spaces. Fullbacks push high, wingers stretch the pitch, and opposing defences are methodically pulled apart. There are few teams in world football that can withstand this pressure for long. Several names are already locked in for a starting role in this Germany side. But across a few positions, Nagelsmann still has real decisions to make. Goalkeeper is the headline dilemma. While Oliver Baumann has filled the void left by Neuer's international retirement in 2024, the latter's return to the fold has sparked the debate over who should start between the posts this summer. On paper, Neuer feels like the obvious choice. The experience, the leadership, the legendary aura, and the fact he's somehow still delivering at 40. But Baumann's no pushover. The Hoffenheim #1 started all 6 World Cup qualifiers, proved himself a calm and dependable presence, and would understandably feel hard done by if he were to lose his starting role. It's a genuine selection headache that should only grow more intriguing the closer we get to the tournament. That's no longer the case in defence though, where the back 4 finally looks more settled than it has in years. Nico Schlotterbeck has emerged as the preferred partner alongside Jonathan Tah at centre-back, valued for his natural left foot and composure in building from the back. An injury-hit season for Antonio Rudiger has also strengthened the duo's case, though the Real Madrid defender remains a serious option. Joshua Kimmich, deployed at right back for the national team, brings tactical intelligence and an understated attacking outlet down the right, while David Raum surges up and down the opposite flank with energy. The latter's role as Leipzig captain also boosts the already strong leadership presence within Germany's backline. In reserve, Nathaniel Brown, who enjoyed a fine season for Eintracht Frankfurt, has climbed ahead of Stuttgart's Maximilian Mittelstädt in the left-back pecking order and offers an intriguing option off the bench. Structurally, Germany's greatest vulnerability lies in transition. When the fullbacks and attacking midfielders all push high simultaneously, a space larger than Area 51 opens up behind them, one that sharp, pacey opponents will surely look to exploit. Thus, staying compact in those moments will be essential. That's why the most balanced midfield solution may be Bayern's pairing of Aleksandar Pavlovic and Leon Goretzka, a pivot well equipped to absorb pressure, shield the back 4 and still offer enough thrust going forward. Meanwhile, the likes of Felix and Mecha, Nadir Mamiri and Angelo Stiller will provide experienced competition and alternative profiles. Further forward, a player of Musiala's rare quality is almost certain to feature alongside Wirtz in attacking midfield. That leaves space for one pacey winger out wide, likely for Leroy Sané now at Galatasaray, after a resurgent Serge Gnabry recently picked up an injury that ruled him out. Nagelsmann also recently handed Bayern starlet Lennart Kahl a maiden call-up. After a stunning breakout season for the Bavarians, the 18-year-old could yet emerge as a not-so-secret weapon this summer. Up front, the lone striker role in Nagelsmann's 4-2-3-1 is the main position that remains undecided. Since Miroslav Klose's international retirement in 2014, Germany have long cried out for a true number 9, but now they have not one but 2 genuine options heading into the World Cup. Deniz Undav finished as the Bundesliga's top German scorer, while Nick Woltemade, who made his national team debut just last summer, emerged as a breakout star during qualifying with 4 goals in 6 games. His diabolical height and physical presence also offer Nagelsmann a profile that no other candidate can provide, while Kai Havertz, if fit, is always an option as a false 9. After 4 years of rebuilding, blending established leaders with emerging talent, Germany once again possesses a squad capable of beating anyone on their day. And with one of the most tactically astute coaches in the modern game, they may yet surprise us all. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more content like this. Also, don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you never miss a beat. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.